G'day everyone, Jason Nunn, Fisherman's Warehouse, Tucker World Marks Point, with this Friday's fishing report. We're down at Nauru at the moment, got a really nice tide coming through at 11 o'clock today, around about 1.8, and tomorrow a midday tide. Look, the weather forecast of the weekend is southeast winds, tomorrow around about up to 15 knots, but it tapers off right the way through Monday, Tuesday. We'll have a little bit of a nor'easter on Australia Day, being Wednesday of course, into Thursday, but look, conditions look very, very good. Offshore water temperature at the moment, 24.5 degrees, out and around 70 fathoms, even higher than that on the shelf, 25.5 last weekend. But there's some really good fishing happening. I was able to get out there on Sunday and get out to around about the mid 70s, 80 fathoms, picked a nice striped marlin up about 70 kilo and released a beautiful dolphin fish around 10 or 12 kilo, and we released a couple of smaller fish. But look, these fish were spread all the way through that farm area, and we came back in the afternoon and dropped a nice black at 30 fathoms right on the back of the ships, and there was big bait schools there. It gives the opportunity for all of the trailer boats that want to get out there and tangle with a few of these marlin just to duck out. You're only going out 3 mile, and there's some really good fishing happening. On the inshore reefs, some great trag last week, fish up to around 60, 65, but again, the reefs differ. There's some of the reefs have only got them like 35s, 38s, 45s, just a matter of weeding through them. But bag limit catches between the dumping ground and all the way down to Nora Head, Wyebung, Catho and Reddit, of course, fishing really well. A few squire mixed in with these fish, no big fish, 32s, 35s. Don't expect any monsters, but still great fishing. We can get out and get a really good feed like that. And of course, there's still a few flathead. No real big numbers of bonito. God knows where they've gone. They're really low on numbers at the moment, but hopefully over the next month we'll see them come through as we hold this water consistency there. If you're going to go to the beach, look, just got to get those southern protected corners until their swell backs off. Bream, a lot of good whiting, dart, and of course we're starting to see a few tailor and salmon move into the system. And speaking of tailor, this week there's been some nice tailor caught in the lake, fish up to around about 45, but a few of these schools have got some smaller fish, 25 to 35. So again, you've got to be 30 centimetres to be legal, but there's a lot of tailor in the system, and they've come in on the back of that bit of a change that we had when we had that bit of swell. Flathead, look, there's plenty of flathead out there, but you're getting to the end of the spawn cycle now, so we'll start to see a lot of these flathead move out of the channel and move back into the lake, where they'll probably hold up until about March, and then they'll actually start to move offshore and come along the back of the beaches. But we'll keep you in touch what's happening there. But look, Wednesday night, the prawn run. That's Australia Day. That'll be the last prawn run of the season. That'll run from January into the beginning of February for about 7 days. It'll just be the icing on the cake for the season. There's a lot of whiting on these sand flats, but I reckon this prawn run will really enhance what's going on, and we're already seeing a little bit of a build up on bream, and I reckon that prawn run will really sort of take that to the next level. So bream, whiting and flathead are going to be really on the chew for the next 10 days, which is fantastic, and it will build our squid numbers. Squid have been real tough. They're getting a few in the channel, they've been getting a few at the drop over and down at Murray's, but it has been very difficult to catch big numbers. 3s and 4s, if you're lucky, you might get 6. So you've just got to bear with it. There are a few kings at the bridge up to 75 centimetres, live squid and poppers proving to their best by a long way. Haven't heard a lot on the rocks, of course, but again, we've been marred by that little bit of swell. We're going to get a rest for the next few days of that as that sou'wester backs off. So I'd probably encourage a lot of the guys to have a bit of a look of it and get down and maybe catch a few of those trevally. Now this week's Zerek Fish of the Week winner is Blake Finley. Now Blake went out there with his dad. They've listened to a few of our reports. His dad came into the shop and bought a JB custom chopper and loved the lure, loved the look at it, took his son out, and he got a 60 kilo striped marlin. Blake, congratulations mate. It's nothing better than to get your first marlin, and particularly to do it with your father. That's a fantastic job. Come on down, Blake. Come and see us at the Fisherman's Warehouse. We've got some of those Zerek fish traps there. I'll see you next week.